On today's video, we'll be working on this AC. Set your thermostat to cool and auto. So I have the thermostat set to auto AC, and I did lower the ambient temperature. I'm just waiting for this condensing unit to turn on. Usually there is at least a 2-minute delay. So I've been waiting for about 5 minutes. The unit has not turned on. At this point, we're going to diagnose. If you look here at your disconnect, this one does have a fuse. Sometimes these fuses do go bad. So right now I have my multimeter here set to AC volts. I'm going to test each leg of my lines and test them together just to make sure we're getting 240 volts. So this is one leg, and you can see that I do have 120 volts. This will be my other leg, which is 120 volts as well. Now I just want to make sure that we have 240 volts here at my disconnect. At this point, I'm going to set my multimeter to continuity. I just want to test these fuses just to make sure that they are operable. So here I do not have continuity. I do not have continuity on either of my fuses. Make sure when you do have your replacement fuses installed or purchased that they do coincide. These are 240 volt 30 amp fuses. Make sure that when you install your fuses that they're sitting properly. You can see here's a little groove that will allow this little flat end to slide inside. See how I removed it? Just sit it in right there. Then you just kind of push it in. Make sure it's nice and secure. We have our multimeter set to continuity, and you can see here that we do have continuity on both of our fuses. At this point, we're going to install our disconnect. You can see here on, off. Make sure you insert it in the proper direction. So as soon as I plugged in my disconnect, it did pop my fuses. So at this point, I do know that I have an issue. I looked here, I did see a spark on this end and on this end. And when I looked and inspected it, you could see that there is some charring. And this indicates to me that I am grounding. So I'm going to go through my wires and see if I see anything touching the side of my condenser that would cause this issue. Okay, so I was able to find this wire right here, and this is coming off of my fan, and you can see the wire nut is there on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and wire nut this, see if that will resolve the issue. I'm going to remove my disconnect. Obviously with the fuses blown, that will stop power from going to my unit. I did go ahead and test my fuses. Only one blew. I'm going to plug in my disconnect, see if we have any more issues. Okay, so I was able to reconnect everything, and as soon as I did that, again my fuse did pop. This indicates to me that I am having a short somewhere. So what I did right now is I basically removed the fan motor. I'm trying to isolate the compressor with the fan to see what is causing the short. Basically just have two wires connecting to your capacitor. As I remove that, and you have two wires, and what I did here was I just removed it and then I capped it off where it would tie into. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug in my disconnect and to see if my compressor will start running. So right now my thermostat is set to on, auto. I did lower it to the ambient. As you can see at this point, it popped twice immediately when I plugged in my disconnect. So right now I am confident that the issue is going to be my fan motor. And what I did right now was I have it set up here, and I'm trying to move it with my hand. And you can see it's nice and tight, and that indicates to me that this is what the problem is. So we're going to go ahead and replace the fan motor. So I was able to find the issue. Whoever put this motor on, what they did was they pinched the ground wire here. And you can see here, this is what was causing it to short. This is why every time the fan received power, that would cause the system to ground. Okay, so basically we removed the old motor. There's just 4 nuts that were holding it on the other side. Just have a few simple wires we're going to connect. It's the same setup as before. Got 2 wires. These 2 are going to connect to your capacitor. And you can see here, when you turn the fan blade, the shaft should spin freely. I do have a video posted on my channel on how to replace a condenser fan motor. I do always recommend when you're replacing the fan motor to replace the capacitor as well. Here we have everything reassembled, and now we're going to go ahead and test it. If this video was a help, if it was informational, please subscribe.